Hey, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to talk about a dim sum classic, century egg and pork congee. This is a classic and a big hit in my household during breakfast. This Cantonese congee is a warm and comforting rice porridge. The preserved century eggs and pork make this pork congee a recipe of flavorful, savory dish with hints of salt from the century egg. I highly recommend using a pork bone for this recipe because it adds to the base flavor of the recipe, and I highly recommend that you try out this recipe. Now, century eggs is something you will like or dislike. For me, I feel that century eggs work perfectly in this recipe. So what do you need? 1 cup of rice. You'll also need your pork. In this case, I'm using spare ribs since I feel that the bones from the spare ribs give the congee a nice velvety flavor to the bone. So I highly recommend it to use in your dish. You also need your 2 century eggs, a 1/4 teaspoon of white pepper, a fair amount of salt depending on your taste, and you also need your garnishes in the end. Here I have some spring onions, ginger, and cilantro. Next it's time to wash your rice. Now this is a rice strainer which I picked up from Amazon. It's quite handy and useful, makes life easier, so I'll leave a link below where you can find it on Amazon. Toss in your rice, give it a quick rinse. 2 or 3 times is more enough. You don't want to overly hand wash the rice because you don't want to get rid of all that starch, because that starch does add to the nice velvety taste of the porridge at the end. Once you feel satisfied rinsing it, toss it into your Instant Pot container. And then toss in your 7 cups of cool water. Before we can add in the pork, we need to blanch it first. So get some boiling water, toss in your pork, and boil it on high heat. I want to do this for about 3 minutes. After 3 minutes of rolling boiling, it'll be time to strain the pork out of the boiling mixture because we don't want that gunk in our porridge. Before tossing the pork into the Instant Pot, give it a quick rinse to wash off any other gunk. Toss that pork into the Instant Pot. Toss in your ginger, white pepper. Toss in half of your spring onions. Add some flavor when it boils. Cover up your Instant Pot. Plug in your Instant Pot. Set it to porridge mode. About 20 minutes is more than enough. After the 20 minutes are up, I do recommend letting the Instant Pot to slow release rather than quick release. That way you'll get a nice velvety porridge. While your Instant Pot is cooking, I highly recommend to take this time to peel off the shell off their century eggs and cut them to 1/4 pieces, just so that you can have them ready to serve into your porridge when it's ready. When the pressure releases, open the lid, and you'll notice instantly that most of the congee is more broth-like. But give it some time, 5 to 10 minutes, and instantly it will thicken up over time. Take your ladle and just spin it a couple of times. Eventually, when you're ready, add the century egg to the mixture while the congee thickens up. Also add the rest of your scallions and cilantro to your mixture. It'll add to the flavor. And give it a couple of spins. At this moment, you're ready to salten up your congee if you want. But before you do, get a taste of what it tastes like before you add the salt. Maybe you like it or maybe you don't. Generally, I add anywhere from a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons of salt depending on my taste. This Cantonese congee is a warm and comforting rice porridge. The preserved century eggs and pork make this pork congee a recipe of flavorful, savory dish with hints of salt from the century egg. And I highly recommend using a pork. Now I know you're gonna kill me, but towards the end I always add a little splash of sesame oil. I feel that it boosts the flavor a bit. Once you add it, just mix it again. Give it a couple of twirls of the mixture. And as always, give it a little small taste before you serve it to your friends, family, and especially your mother. That is delicious. So let me know if you tried out the recipe and what you think about it. Leave any tips, comments, or suggestions in the comments below. And as always, hit the subscribe and like button. Your support makes this page goes a long way. Peace out, guys.